Web Marketing That Works podcast, episode 39. And the topic for today is the power of autoresponders.
Welcome to the Web Marketing That Works podcast. Come behind the scenes of real-life marketing experiments and listen in as amazing guests confess the truth about what really works. Now, here are your hosts, Adam Franklin and Toby Jenkins.
Hey, it's Adam Franklin from the Web Marketing That Works podcast. Welcome along. Today I am recording the show from a very cool but sunny Melbourne. I'm down here for a couple of days to deliver a workshop. Now you are listening to the show for people who love marketing on the web. You'll be taken behind the scenes of real-life marketing experiments where we look at the good, the bad, and the ugly. We confess what's failed and reveal the truth about what really works. This show is brought to you by our new book, which is also called Web Marketing That Works, and the show is brought to you specifically by the 33 free marketing templates that go with the book. You can get your hands on these templates at bluewiremedia.com.au/book. That's right, you don't need to pay for the book before you get the templates. You can download them, and I promise you, if you like the templates, then I am sure that you will love the book as well. The book is now out on Amazon, as well as in bookstores around Australia and the States, and I think Singapore as well. Okay, so the topic for today's show is the power of autoresponders. And what I mean by an autoresponder is the sequence of emails that people receive once they sign up for your newsletter. And this might just be one, it might be 100, but it is really powerful because you've got this opportunity to drip feed new subscribers your very best content, so that in that first week or two or month or what have you, that people have decided to give you a go. If you can deliver them all your best stuff, then you're going to make a very good impression on these subscribers. What I used to do before I did this was basically when people would sign up to my newsletter, that would be all that they would get. They'd literally get my Blue Wire news. Back then it was on a monthly basis before I increased the frequency to weekly. But what I have been building out over the last 18 months is an autoresponder sequence. So now, let's go back at the early days. They basically got one email. So they signed up and they got the confirmation email. Click here to confirm that you want to receive the newsletter. And if they did that, they would get a bonus report that gave them 10 easy things that they could do online. And so that was where it ended. Then they just simply got the monthly Blue Wire news. Since then, though, I have been building it out. And as we've developed and released more and more templates, we have drip fed those templates out every couple of days to people who sign up to our newsletter. And so basically anybody who downloads a template individually, or even the 33 free marketing templates that I mentioned in the show's intro, I send them as a bundle. But everybody who opts in gets our Blue Wire news and also gets these templates drip fed. So yeah, some people will get a double up. Not a double up, because if you get all 33 templates as a bundle, it can be a little bit overwhelming. You've got them there, you can use them all. But the value of the autoresponder sequence is that every couple of days, I will send you an explanation of what the template is and how to use it, so that it becomes a lot more manageable for the person receiving it. And let's just take a look at some of the open rates and click-through rates to give it some context. Now, a typical Blue Wire news for us will get a 25% open rate, and that is pretty good, I reckon. Normally, the industry average these days is about 17 or 16%. And of course, as listeners of the show will know, and readers of the Blue Wire news will know, is that we actually do a follow-up send of our Blue Wire news after about 4 or 5 days to people who didn't open it the first time. And that typically gets an extra 10% of people opening the newsletter. So all up, you're looking at maximum of 35% open rate, which I think is quite good. But if you look at these emails in the autoresponder sequence, I've got a rollout of emails that takes 30 days. So every couple of days they're getting a email from us. Now, if you look at the the instant, the one that gets sent instantly, immediately upon subscription, that's getting a 39% open rate. The one 3 days later is getting a 36% open rate, 32, and then as we look down the list, there's 32, there's 30, there's 30, and there's 29, 28. So you can see that we're getting a phenomenal open rate from the autoresponder sequence, and I think the main reason for that is because people are actually getting our best templates in an order that is manageable and in a sequence that makes sense to them. So we start with the more big picture web strategy planning template, and then we actually deliver things like a free chapter to our book so they can get the context of how it all fits together. And then we roll through some of our social media templates, our content marketing templates, and then we go specifically into some of the social media platforms like LinkedIn and Twitter, and then things like SEO and landing pages. And so when people sign up to any of our templates or ebooks, they then get this educational 30 days where they can really get up to speed on what they need to know for web marketing and to get a feel for whether or not they like Toby and myself and Blue Wire. And judging by the open rates, things are working pretty well at the moment, because on average, in fact, if you look at the 39,200 emails sent on our autoresponder sequence, the average open rate is 33%, and the average click-through rate is actually 37.6. And so a click-through rate normally is considered good if it's about 4%. Our Blue Wire News averages about 25 to 30% click-through rate. But this autoresponder sequence is going better again. It's getting 37.5, 38% click-through rate. And that's across 39,000 emails, so it's a big sample. It's a high volume. And if you look through 37, 40%, 40%, 43%, 41%. So what you'll see is that by delivering our very best thinking and our very best templates in an ordered sequential manner to our new subscribers, they're really liking it because the open rates and the click-through rates are significantly higher than our regular Blue Wire newsletters, which is higher again than the industry average. So the lessons, I guess, that we've learnt from that is that it makes it really easy because it is an autoresponder sequence. You don't actually need to craft an email every few days and send it off to people because it's automated in your system. We use Campaign Monitor, but all the email systems like Vision 6 and MailChimp and Aweber and Constant Contact, they all have autoresponder sequence facilities so that you can just add those emails in and drip feed them out to your subscribers. And it's a very powerful way to get all of your best thinking out to your subscribers. And then that way they're fully up to speed, and with any luck, if they're the right people, it doesn't matter if people unsubscribe. In fact, the unsubscribe rate for the autoresponder sequence is a little bit higher than normal. It's actually 1.57%, and normally it's about 0.03. So the unsubscribe rate is higher, but you're always going to get a bunch of people who just want to get the templates and then get out of here. So that's fine too, If people want to take your content and run, for me that's fine. We're still giving them the opportunity to get familiar with it, and with any luck, people will actually like it and come back and resubscribe at a later date. But what I recommend is just build it out one email at a time. So we started with the initial email, then we sent one 3 days later. We waited to see how that went. Then we sent one on the 7th day, on the 10th day, and gradually built it out. And I suspect we'll continue to build it out because the results are quite positive at this stage. So I do encourage you to try the same. And if you have some success, let us know. If there's a few things that don't go according to plan, also let us know, because we'd love to find out and maybe give you some tips or learn for ourselves. So let me wrap the show up there. If you've got any questions, feel free to email me. It's adam.franklin@bluewiremedia.com.au, or on Twitter, it's @Franklin_Adam. And as I said at the start, this show is brought to you by our book, also called Web Marketing That Works. It's available on Amazon and in bookstores. And if you would like to get the 33 free marketing templates and receive the autoresponder sequence that I'm talking about, please head to bluewiremedia.com www.marketingcorecard.com.au/book. Thank you for listening all the way to the end, and I look forward to speaking with you in the next episode. Cheers.